Kids is one of my favorite films of all time, and that's not something I usually go around saying. I feel like you should get put on an FBI watch list for saying that. Fact is, I own the DVD, t-shirt, and soundtrack, so I'm probably pretty high on their radar. The film opens with teenage Telly, played by Leo Fitzpatrick, as he tries persuading a 12-year-old virgin girl to have sex with him. Telly is a stupid idiot who believes that having sex with virgins will protect him from AIDS. The thing is, Jenny, played by the homegirl Chloe Savini, recently got tested for STDs after having a sexual encounter with Telly. Her results come in positive for HIV, meaning she got the virus from Telly. Keep in mind, Telly has been having sex left and right with these young girls. Jenny is now on the hunt looking for Telly so she can tell him about it. Telly and his best friend Casper, played by Justin Pierce, go around New York with their group of friends and get into all sorts of trouble, all while Jenny is looking for them. Yeah, it's a pretty grim movie, but that's what I love about it. Now see, I hate almost every movie made for my age group. I'm talking about 5 Feet Apart, The Fault in Our Stars, Booksmart, Teen Beach Movie, and Sharing a Bed with My Stepsister. I think that each of these is completely unrealistic garbage made by balding old men that don't know how teenagers interact with each other. Kids, on the other hand, this is it. I think it's an incredibly important and timeless film, and I'm happy to hear that many schools show it in health class. The film was originally rated NC-17 by the MPAA, which I find incredibly ironic because that means anyone under the age of 17 was legally forbidden to see it. So many teens live out their lives like the characters in this film, so it's interesting that they couldn't watch it, but it's completely fine to live it. Thankfully, the film was finally released during the summer of 1995 without a rating, which was definitely a better choice. The movie was made on a microscopic budget of $1.4 million, but managed to rake in $21 million worldwide, which is incredible for such a controversial film. When this came out, it caused much public debate over its artistic merit. It received mixed reviews, with a near-perfect score from Roger Ebert and others, while some claim the film was borderline pornographic. Now is the part where I talk about why I love it. I think it's an incredibly original film, showing and telling me things that I haven't seen before. It doesn't shy away from the realities of the world. I have friends that lived like the characters in this film. Smoking, drinking, fucking, it's all part of growing up. I think the acting is so realistic that, combined with the cinematography, it feels like a documentary. I believe these characters, everything seems so real, and I can see why that frightens people. The soundtrack is super clean, and it represents exactly what it was like to be a teenager in the 1990s, or so I'm assuming. Plus, any movie having Daniel Johnston on the soundtrack is a good movie in my book. I'd be crazy to go through this entire review and not mention Harmony Korine.
May I ask how much the movie cost to make?
80 mil.
Korine is one of my favorite voices in the film world. He's the director of films such as Spring Breakers, The Beach Bum, and Gummo. He's a bizarre guy, and there's no one really quite like him. The way he uses the film medium and makes it his own is why he's one of my idols. This guy seriously made an entire movie in 240p and makes it look gorgeous. Tell me that isn't amazing. All in all, Kids is a film that's incredibly difficult to talk about without someone looking at you weird. So I'm happy to see that it's evolved into a cult classic. Mac Miller even used the film as inspiration for one of his mixtapes. It's a film I love. It's a film most people I know love. Hell, even Rosemary's Baby over here likes it, therefore so should you. If you don't, I completely understand. But for the Nixter, this is a solid 10. I mean, come on now.
We don't really like what you do. We don't think anyone